Again, our second part of tutorial to Blender to Unreal. How you feeling? To recap on anything we left off before, if we left anything out. We took a default cube in our scene. We deleted it. Press X key. We made sure it's the center of the world. Okay. We go to our transform options, and we go to origins to center, center to cursor, and then we go to export to FEX. We select mesh, make sure our properties was fine, and we export it to cube. We did that. After we finish that, we import it into Unreal, and this is our cube right here. You know, drag and drop into the scene. It'll be this size. Next, in our other tutorial, to be the textures to work, we also, as a recap, go to material mode, click on shaders. After we click on shaders, make sure we out of cycles to Blender render, and make sure we in Blender render. Make sure intensity is high. We could go either way, so we could go to here, press wrap, it's automatic unwrap that, and go to new texture, go to textures, click on that, image or movie, open it, and go to our file, whatever you store your file for your image. Click on the image, imported it. Okay, and after we import it, you want to see it in menu, but sometimes you have to refresh the scene. Go to edit view and refresh the scene, see the texture's there. You go to texture mode, click on your texture's there. And for normal maps, you could do through Photoshop. Open Photoshop. Before you open Photoshop, open your Quixel and convert this into a normal map. And then after you finish converting to normal maps, you import into back to Blender. And then sometimes do not export as a TIFF file, export as a PNG, and converted it. After you do all that, it will convert it for you. So it will convert the file into DXIM. Okay, so it converted for you to a D. Oh, okay, okay. DirectX to play to. So it converted to that. So you can export as that. And once you finish that, once you finish it's converted. I don't know what files this is. It's a ping file. It's a ping file, and then convert it into a normal map. And then after you finish converting a normal map, you go to your file and you just drag and drop your folders into here. And now we are here. What's next? So now we are recapped that. Let's go to the next greatest tutorial. So we went through all this for one cube. Next, what are we now? What's the downfall? Okay, so now we got our cube in our scene. Okay, so now we could just simply we could model out of a corridor or something like that, or whatever you want to model, and you can import that into Blender. We are not modeling of any environments right now. We're probably just going to stick with doing props. Okay, props. We're just going to do props for now, and we're not going to do any environments. We're going to just do props, which you see props in the cube. It's just a basic test which you can make props, and we're not going to go into modeling right now. but we are could use props and different props what we have in our scene. If you have props that you already made, you please make them now. We are not modeling or texturing right now. We are start getting to the part familiar with the outcome. If you already download props, you make props yourself. So we're gonna load up a prop what we created, if we can load up, and if it loads up, yes it did. So we got another default. I'm opening another Blender, and I'm gonna open up a file, and I'm gonna find a prop what I created. We're not gonna get into textures or anything. Did I made any new props? I must got a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I got a bunch of these props sitting around. Okay, we're gonna do the gun. I'm not gonna sit around looking for props. Alright, we're gonna do the gun. Okay, say we got a gun here. Alright. You could move it up and paste it in an origin. That'd be fine. So we model a gun. I want this in the center of the world, you know, rule of thumb, you know. Make sure all the scales and rotation is ply. Rotation and everything is ply. That's fine with me. Textures is fine and everything else. So we're gonna export this gun to FBX, and let's see what kind of thing. We'll leave a Z gun, you know, leave a default Z gun, and we're just gonna select mesh. Let's go and export this as is. So now we export it. It's in Blender. Alright, we're going to import our model again. Last time we had issues because I was showing you around. Make sure if you are modeling Blender, make sure the format is PNG, not TIFF file, because Unreal doesn't support TIFF. So we're going to import the gun. Everything default, leave as is, and just import all. All works out better for me. Okay, give it time to load a texture. Okay, so you want to save all your maps. So now it's in there. So we're going. Okay, so now what's the problem we just have here? Okay, now we got issues. Okay, now let's delete the cube because it's in our way. Let's rotate this model. Okay, so what are we seeing now? We seeing the model is inside out. Why the model's inside out? So now what you forgot to do is recalculate the normals. Now here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. This is already recalculated in normals already. So what happened here is everything works in the game engine correctly. So we're going to just say recalculate the normals, right? As usual. And see that works. Okay? So sometimes it might be issues of the exporting. So let's go back and export it one more time. Okay, and then you could just re-import it, and it should be able to fix it once you recalculate the normals. So if that does not work, I repeat, if that does not work, and here's some weird black issues. This is another issues, and now we got inside mesh is like, oh man, why the inside mesh is not showing our maps or in our maps? So okay, before anything, we got a lot of issues here. So we might have to rebake. We might have to see. We might have to rebuild 90. See, that goes away. And let's take care of a few issues. Okay, this another issue over here is our maps. It's seeing our maps, but not seeing our inside our mesh. Now, technically, if you're making a pawn or anything, and let's say, okay, I keep reclacking normals, but I'm still having these issues. Okay, here's a technique. Okay, rule of thumb: everything looks great, and everything is great, and you could do this back and forth, and you're still not getting your desire. So what you can do, go to your materials, open your materials, and here's the thing what people miss. Click on double-sided. It will solve all your problems. It will solve all your problems, all your issues when you have them. Okay, now we're going to get rid of the black issue. Let's go and save our material. This is the problem you might face with. You might have to go back to Blender and fix the black issue, but if you do, it might be causing it worse. So now we got that. Now we got one issue solved. Now you can see the material inside. Now we got the mysterious black issue. Let's go and build all levels. Unless it's going to take a while to build all levels and see, get rid of that black issue. If it does not, let's check out our model and see what we did wrong when we modeled it. Now this is an old model. Repeat, I modeled this a long time ago, and this is this is like, oh wow, this is like over 20 years old. And let's see, go ahead and rebuild. And it's going to take a time to rebuild and get rid of these black spots. Now I repeat, if this does not get rid of the black spots, yeah, see now we got matte issues. Okay, so now see there's another problem we just having now. Let's save it again. Okay, so now you might face this as a lot of times. Sometimes these issues can't be resolved sometimes, and sometimes these issues can't be refixed. So technically you say there's still a rare black spot here, and you rebake everything, and then when you move it, it's getting distorted. It is. And look at all this map. You got all these weird issues. Let's go back to our model and see what's our weird issue is. Does this having this in our model? Do we have this in the model? Yes, we do. Yes, we do have this in the model. It's a shame what happened is what happened here is what I did, I think I rebaked everything and the lighting together, and it's baking the lighting inside a Blender. And technically it looks fine here, but that's not the model. And what I was doing it before was see, this is the reason why it did not did what it got to do. So some reason which you can do is go to Photoshop and fix this map problem right here. Or you could go in here in Blender. You can go in Blender, right? You go to Paint. You go to your clone stamp and you press C and you can clone. Oh, what is it? Is it Alt or Control? Control. Is it Alt or is it? Did I clone it? Let's see. Is it working? Let's see. I think I go to texture paint. Let's see why it's not cloning. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, I don't know why it did not work, but let's clone this piece of it. Make sure it's cloning the right way, and it's just like going backwards. You don't want to so you just go ahead and then clone that. You just go in Photoshop and you know you do what you gotta do. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, it's weird. But you just clone it and you know fix that problem. Yeah, the cloning in Blender is kind of weird, but you know it works. Either one works, but yeah, you separate the piece and whatnot. But just go on Photoshop and get rid of that clutter. Um, just take your image you have here, you bake a little image, and you can just go right to here. You know, let's see, and you could create a Photoshop. You could just go in Photoshop and clone this out, and you know it should be fine. You know, but you know. In the meanwhile, I mean, it does its job. So it's the texture. This is that. It's the texture. It's not the model. The texture. The texture got to be remapped. You know what I mean? Got to be remapped and fixed. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. In the meanwhile, you know, everything else should be working. You know, since then. You know, so. You know, don't worry about it, how it's, you know, go, you know. And if you want rotation to it, you know, you go to actor, Or you could do this way. You don't have to, the easy way. You just go right there and you right click. You create a destructible and you just make use a blueprint on it. Leave a blueprint. We'll take your blueprint. And simply add, you go to here and look what you want to look at. You want to add a rotate it and save and assimilate it. Hold on. Assimilate it. Come on. Start simulation. There you go, see? It rotated. So, save. I don't want to play in viewport. Delete that, and let's go to our blueprint. Rotate it, go up here, and just simulate. And now you got your rotation. So there you go. It rotated it. See? Okay, right now you got your previous file that's already pre-baked. So